planning. My comments here will be brief because you know most of the data. You probably don't get through a day without hearing the new warnings, the new data points that talk about global warming and things like that. So let me just show you once again, this is the Sam's Club. This is the footprint of that empty store. You know, when I look at this, I have to confess, I'm kind of commerce obsessed. My first thought is, you know, only a third of this property is generating sales tax. That's it, right? The rest is just pavement. It's just parking. From an environmental standpoint, though, that is just wasted land, especially now because it's empty. But consider that maybe the developer pitched in for some of the infrastructure that services this, like the water management. But now that store is gone. And the water that flows off this parking lot flows in to the public domain. It becomes everyone's problem in this region. There is a creek that runs nearby here. It's called Thorn Creek. The tollway, of all people, want to build a trail underneath a bridge. They want a trail connection up to their oasis. It's a pretty cool thing. The thing is, though, under this bridge, where the tollways graded out the embankment for a trail, they did a really nice job. At the retaining wall for the bridge, you can see the high water mark. It's 8 feet above the trail, right? Because of these parking lots. You know, trails allow us to leave the car parked at home. Mayor Coos said earlier about how many bicyclists he can fit into the parking space of a motorcycle. You know, I know every car space can host 20 bicycles. 20 in the same space. I know that a 10-foot wide path can bring in 8,000 people an hour. Compare that to the 5,000 of two 12-foot car lanes. It's just a more efficient use of space. That matters, right? These days, when we're running out of these resources and places to put the next big box, trails allow us to be more efficient, to get more commerce for the same amount of investment, for just a fraction of the resources that cars use. I want to talk a little bit about the power of trails to generate those bicycle trips, to make those, to help people make those choices. There were questions earlier about the role of infrastructure. This is the Calsac Trail. It's a trail I've worked a lot on, along with these communities. And it was actually my awakening to what trails can do. The trail, of course, is a multi-use. It's paved. It's 30 miles long. This is the near south suburbs of Chicago. Here's the interesting thing. It's got a laser on it. No, it doesn't. Okay, these towns, and I've been working with these towns for a long time. Before this trail, I talked to a lot of these towns about becoming bicycle friendly, about putting the on-street facilities in, even the bicycle parking. And there's a lot of pushback in that area because it sounds too Chicago-like. There's a real stance that we don't want to be like Chicago, even the good parts, you know, because it's Chicago. But this is what happens. So then the trail idea comes along. It's a really exciting trail. So all of these towns are now partners in it. I go back to the towns and I don't talk anymore about the on-street bike facilities. What I talk about, and this is where that came from, that tagline, may your home be your trailhead. I go back and say we need to extend this trail to everyone's homes. People aren't going to want to drive to get to their trail. They're going to want to start the trips at home. And the towns say, how do you do that? And I say, let's put the trails on the street. And the towns say, we can do that? And I say, I think so. Yeah, I think we can do it. So now, what's happened is, Payless Park up here has a bike plan. Lamont has a bike plan. Payless Heights has a bike plan. Alsip has a bike plan. Blue Island has a bike plan. Dalton has a bike plan. Riverdale has a bike plan. Because of a trail. Because of a trail, they're transforming their streets. You know, within 3 or 4 years, you're going to see real mode shift in those communities because of a trail. What an enormous environmental benefit, that is. This is just the cutest picture I have. So, actually, this is Bob and Kevin. They live in Oak Lawn. Oak Lawn is one town removed from the Calsite Trail. They're north of Alsip and Worth. The thing is, Alsip and Worth, going back to the question about competition, Alsip and Worth were getting a trail connection. Oak Lawn wants a trail connection. So they did a bike plan to connect to Alsip's bike plan, so that then they could claim that they're a calcite town. That's pretty cool.